What's up, everybody? I'm Nick,
And I'm Cody.
and we are back with another episode of the Raw Smack Wrestling Podcast. You can find us on YouTube and basically anywhere else podcasts are available.
Apple,
Apple,
iTunes,
iTunes,
Spotify,
Spotify,
Stitcher,
yeah, all those beautiful, beautiful
and
apps.
all the others.
Yeah, and if you enjoy listening to our lovely voices, then you can find us on YouTube. Our channels are posted inside this channel. Anyways, starting off with Raw this past week. Now, I have to say, Cody might step in and say some stuff that, Hulu doesn't show me, because Hulu likes to cut out funny stuff, like NIA JAX, but we'll get to that. Start off the show with Jeff Hardy versus AJ Styles. Overall,
Actually, you're kind of glossing off. You're glossing over the entire announcement that begins the show because, like always, WWE has to start every show with a promo. You can't just start with the match. You have to start with the promo.
did Hulu show? I don't think Hulu showed a promo.
I don't see why it wouldn't have. It was pretty important. It was So Adam Pearce was in the ring, and he welcomed back to WWE's Thunderdome. I don't know if he was ever in it, but I'm assuming he meant in general, just welcome back to the WWE. Shane McMahon came back out
Did not see
on
that.
Raw.
I mean, I knew Shane was there, but I did not see Shane come out at the beginning.
They kind of announced that basically Elimination Chamber, that was going to be an Elimination Chamber. Oh, that's so shocking.
I saw that part, but that was after, I thought.
No, that's what started off the show.
I don't know. Well, sorry. The part that I saw for it, I didn't see that part at the beginning.
You probably saw the limousine scene or something,
yeah.
but yeah, that happened.
Right
I think after the first match.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the part I saw.
Anyway, he announced who all will be in the match. It'll be all former champions. I think one of these guys won't be in the match at a later date. After we get done with what Nick's going to say after I'm done. Randy Orton, Jeff Hardy, AJ Styles, The Miz, Sheamus are all going to be vying for Drew McIntyre's WWE Championship. And then AJ Styles' music hits and gives one of the... It was dumb promo. I was bored listening to him. It's sad because I'm an AJ Styles fan.
Okay,
but
so yeah, I think I saw the end of that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just AJ Styles bores me, so I just kind of like blocks that out of my head.
I'm an AJ Styles fan, but I just don't think he's a very convincing heel, and that's a really big problem.
Well, that's what happens when you give us two big guys away.
Yeah, well, that's why you don't use them, and now they're over at AEW, back doing their Bullet Club shtick.
Yep.
Which I guess they were still kind of doing it here, but anyway.
Yeah, so we had
the match.
Announcements. We had the Jeff Hardy versus AJ Styles match. Overall, for two wrestlers who are, I would consider high flyers, to a limit for AJ, but he still does some high flying things.
To a limit, he's the one that's actually moving around the match.
Well,
Jeff
I mean,
looks
like
a geriatric old man.
No. That's what I was saying. Like he jumps off the rope and stuff, does the springboard stuff, but.
He used to a lot more than he does now.
Yeah, exactly. They're some people they get older and they don't do that. Exactly. Overall, boring match.
I didn't think it was boring. I think it was a well executed psychology type match.
Well, it was a fine match. It's just I don't know. Like when you think both those names, you think of high flying matches and stuff. But like I said, they are both older, and Jeff is definitely older. And from all the drug abuse, he's probably in a lot of pain. So
he's just when you watch a Jeff Hardy match, you just see an old guy moving around very slowly, trying to do the same things he did, 15 years ago, and doing it but barely succeeding. I don't like watching Jeff wrestle at this point in his life.
He's
his brother's style at least allows him to still wrestle.
Yeah.
Jeff's style he can't do, but I just to add some comments on the match. No, because this kind of ties into why I think that the Elimination Chamber is going to change, is because it was a well executed like psychology match with AJ Styles attacking Jeff Hardy's knee. I personally think they're going to use this as a reason to get him out of the match, but that's just me.
Who would replace him though?
No clue. But he just He seems... Out of all the people there,
Watch
he seems
put
like...
Keith Lee in there.
Well, I don't know. Keith Lee's got the whole championship thing he's working towards now. With sandals. But, was that on Hulu? I'm assuming it was.
Oh,
his match with Riddle?
Yeah. That was later on.
Yeah, okay, well.
Overall,
that's
it was
why
a fine match. I think they both did well. It just, like I said, they're not like they used to be.
The Fiend will be put in the match for some reason. There you go. There's my answer. He'll come back for Elimination Chamber.
That would be something. Anyways, upon from that, like as we announced earlier, Elimination Chamber was, more or less announced. Drew had his little scene with, Shane. Why am I in this Elimination Chamber? Blah 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 blah. Because it's gonna pull in views.
I don't know if this was. You skipped over something, but I don't think it was very important. Like I guess it sort of like sets up their match tonight. But
I'll explain this. Look, Raw, and I'm in the same boat as Cody. Raw is so trash, boring, and ridiculously stupid that I just think my brain just cuts out notes on purpose.
Well, you'll understand why your brain did this if Hulu didn't air it. It's a backstage segment between Keith Lee and Matt Riddle. And in a weird way, I, in my mental notes, I was wondering Hurt Business new member Keith Lee, because Keith Lee, the way he was talking, he's being cocky and I'd say a little bit heelish in the way he was talking.
I'd be okay with that, though.
Yeah. I think Keith Lee would actually benefit being in the Hurt Business, in my opinion.
I think the Hurt Business would benefit from having Keith Lee in it.
That too, but
I could see that. I'd be okay with that for a little bit. Have a evolution type standard, where he gets in there, they're all buddies, and then all of a sudden it's, I want the champion.
Well, he's already going to be wrestling for it. I believe he won their match. He won his match against Riddle later on. I don't know. Just like you, I tune out shit when it comes to Riddle at this point.
Yeah. Okay, so after the Elimination Chamber little segment, I have Lacey and Rick again.
Lacey and Rick. I think it skipped over an entire match. Hold on.
It did not show the match then.
It's okay, because it was the New Day, Kofi, and Xavier Woods versus Retribution, and I do have notes for this because my Twitter feed was my notes, and I was just lighting up Twitter this entire time during this match because it was so dumb and boring, and I hate Mustafa Ali. Let's talk about someone with potential, and at the same time, ticks off all the boxes that makes me hate him and not find him believable. And Retribution, which I think could work under any other leader than Mustafa Ali.
It just makes no sense for him to be a leader.
It doesn't. He doesn't seem like a viable, big guy threat. The
whole point of having a leader of a group is it's somebody who everybody else looks at and goes, I am following this person because
they'll kick my ass if I don't.
I can't exactly beat them to be a leader, but I'm sorry, I don't think there's a person in that group that couldn't beat Mustafa.
And then anyone who knows me knows I hate the Spanish Fly. I think it's the dumbest move ever. And because that was his finisher when he was a face, I don't know if he's done it as a heel. I ain't paying that much attention.
Yeah, I don't think they showed that.
But it was a dumb match anyway, because he was on commentary and I had to listen to that. That's why I started ranting on fucking Twitter, because I had to listen to him rant and rave and talking, because they're doing this whole shoot, reality based storyline with him, the company is fucking him over, and I'm like, one, you just are not very believable in this type of role.
This whole storyline, I'm sorry, I'm absolutely
this
sure.
seems like a CM Punk storyline.
That's what I was going to say. I feel like this whole storyline was built for CM Punk, and then they thought he was going to come back, and then it didn't happen, so they were like, well, we already built it up, so let's just put Mustafa in here.
That's exactly what it feels like. Every time I see Retribution, I'm like, this seems like CM Punk, and I thought CM Punk was the leader of Retribution when the whole thing started.
That would have been great.
He should have been, but he doesn't want to come back.
But
Which,
apart from that, I believe Lacey and Rick would be right after that. I'm not diving into this. Look, the storyline's stupid. Ric Flair needs to retire and sit his old ass at home. It's, I don't want to say pathetic, but like he walks out there and the whole time you're like, you're not Ric Flair anymore. You're, and a beaten down and formed, Ric Flair. And
well, at least they cleared up some stuff with the storyline, because they have to do this, and I feel like this is them like being like shit. People are taking this storyline one way. There's no sexual overtones with this. She is just learning from him, and they had to go out of their ways to say this because they weren't clear enough.
Learning new ways to have sex.
No, like. It's obvious that's not what they didn't intend for that, because even I noticed that's probably what they were going with, is like she was supposed to be learning. But they were so bad with it that it's like they have to fucking address it, and that's what they did.
Ric Flair
and that too
in his prime, like he was, and I'm gonna say this, he was a whore. Yeah,
he was like, a dirty whore.
You can't put Rick out here with somebody like Lacey Evans and not expect people to go, yeah, they're doing it.
Well, Charlotte looks even worse in this as well, because I know this is about the point I stopped tweeting. Like
she's like mad because Lacey's doing her dad and she wants to do her dad. It makes it even worse.
No, it just, to be honest, Charlotte looks like the heel in this rivalry. Every moment besides Lacey screwing her over for that title, Charlotte's done everything that you would consider a heel to do in terms of promo work and everything. And then I found it funny on Twitter, and some people seem to disagree with me, which was nice, that she calling Lacey Evans Charlotte 2.0 was the dumbest choice of words for that promo. You could have called her like an imposter or charlatan or anything, and you chose 2.0, and generally 2.0s are improvements, like the second best thing. When you get a 2.0 in software or just anything, it's the better thing. It just seemed like a dumb choice of words in my opinion, but that's probably me nitpicking. And then
at this point you have to. It's that simple of a storyline.
Yeah, but anyway, what's next?
Damian Priest versus I called him Mrs. Henchman. I can't remember who it was.
Okay, well, yeah, I guess they had a match as well. It doesn't matter.
It was
please.
Pretty. They did
I was talking about the Lacey Evans Charlotte.
Well, yeah, but that was terrible. They did another Bad Bunny, scene, which. I don't understand why this guy's here. I don't understand the pull of him.
No, I didn't.
If somebody watching this knows the pull of why this guy is here, please tell us down. For YouTube wise, tell us down in the comments below. I don't think you can comment on other podcasts.
We are talking about Bad Bunny, right?
Yes.
I guess in a way, because it's all just intertwined. Technically, Edge came out first, and then the Miz and all them people came out, and then the Bad Bunny shit happened afterwards, I guess.
Look, at this point, we'll talk about Edge at the end of Raw, because honestly, not even in the Raw, after the end of Smackdown, because I can already tell you exactly where this is going for Edge. But anyways, we had this stupid Bad Bunny scene come out. Miz came out, was bitching because Bad Bunny hurt my feelings, boring. Damian Priest has a match with Mrs. Henchman here. Once again, I don't get the hype about Damian Priest.
Don't ask me. I still don't get it either.
He's and I don't want people to take offense to this, but he's the new Chris Jericho. He comes out.
Yeah, you're gonna have to explain this one.
I am
because I actually like Chris Jericho. Well, I used to.
And when I say Chris Jericho, I'm not talking about younger Chris Jericho. I'm talking about Chris Jericho when he decided, hey, I'm going to go form a band and try to become, big. I feel like this dude should be in a heavy metal band and shouldn't be in WWE. He does some nice moves. I'll give him credit. He moves nicely around the ring. But overall, his character side of it, I literally feel like he's going to form a band and try to leave.
I don't know. Honestly, I find nothing interesting about Damian Priest.
Right. I don't know. Maybe
I'd have to see some more promo work or something.
Maybe they'll do something with him and we'll see it. But as of right now, yeah, no. They had after that, what I have is Drew's interview.
I believe that's Drew's interview. Yeah, with Carly Coos. Carly? I don't know how it's supposed to be spelled. Anyway.
Basically, him talking about Elimination Chamber and all that. And
about his friendship with Sheamus.
Yeah. And the ripping of faces off.
Former friendship, I should say.
And talking about the ripping of faces off. Very basic promo. Nothing to add to it from anybody. It's hey, the guy's going to talk. Other people are going to come out and talk. I'm going to beat you in this match. Once again, boring. Bianca has an interview with Asuka is what I have after that.
Yep. I don't remember this happening, so you can talk about this one. Like, I see it in the notes, but All
right, well, basically, it's just another Bianca going, I don't know who I'm choosing yet. It could be Asuka. Asuka basically comes up, acts like her friend, and basically tells you, if you challenge me, I'm going to destroy you. Does her crazy stuff. Look, I'm going to set this down right now, and Bianca's going to face Asuka.
That would be the dumber of the two choices, but okay. In terms of match quality.
I'm going to put that in people's head now, so you have time to think about it while we go through the rest of the Raw. Once we get to SmackDown, I'll explain why when it gets to that part. But I just want to put it in people's heads right now, and it's a chance. I shouldn't say it's absolutely going to happen, but I think it's going to happen this way. But we'll explain it a little down the road here. After that, we have the Matt Riddle versus Keith Lee. Once again, like I said, I don't like Matt Riddle. Overall, it was a decent match.
I'm glad Keith Lee won.
I'm glad Keith Lee won too. I think they put on a good match for what they had. I thought it was just going to be a squash match, or they were going to do some stupid crap where like Matt Riddle got away with another win. Overall, like I said, decently good match. Keith Lee comes out on top. After that, I have Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre.
Well, first, because we get on to that match. After the match, Bobby Lashley ended up like beating the shit out of both guys. So if somehow Keith Lee joins the Hurt Business, he would have to win that title. And it would be like MVP like choosing his next big guy. Because it seems like MVP, is like the brains behind the Hurt Business. Not really the brawn and, the guy in charge, as they'll say. But he's the guy that's really in charge.
You know who they should really bring back to be a member of the Hurt Business?
No clue.
Shelton, I think it was Shelton's grandma with the brick.
Oh, fuck no. That ruined Shelton. Shelton's grandma, I think it's mother, actually. It's not grandma.
It might have been mom, yeah.
That was the dumbest storyline. It ruined Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin would have won the world championship if it was not for that shit.
It was pretty bad. But that cracks me up. But yeah, basically, Lashley came out and just destroyed everybody. I think Randy Orton and Drew right after that.
Yep, and then my favorite part of the night.
Was that the Sheamus interference?
No. My favorite match comes afterwards.
There was another match?
Yeah.
We'll get to
it's
that.
Famous. There's multiple matches.
Oh, that's my last thing for Raw on here is Randy Orton versus Drew. So they must have cut out a lot on Hulu.
Oh, wait, hold on. The notes might be shit. Oh, that's a video package. Sorry. The next thing is actually a couple matches. So my favorite thing was actually next. If the Randy Orton Drew is next, the match is next for you.
Yeah, that's what I have next.
Okay, tables match. WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Nia Jax with Shayna Baszler versus Lana with Naomi. And we had the funniest moment, way funnier than Titus World Slide, in the history of the WWE, and also I feel bad for Lana because one or two things happen. Either Nia Jax is so uncoordinated and such a poor wrestler. She injured herself, and then
she didn't injure herself. I know that for a fact.
Or she pulled a Shawn in his prime, where he tried to belittle people because she knew she was gonna lose, and Shawn has a history for doing this too, where he'd oversell in a match where he didn't want to be in, and especially ones he would lose.
I'm gonna go
back
with
when
that.
He had attitude problems.
I'm gonna go with that.
The only problem is Shawn actually had talent. Nia Jax has none. But we got the funniest moment ever, so
she did it to belittle her.
Yeah, because now the match doesn't matter. It's all about Nia. That's all that match is now.
Basically, I mean, if you guys haven't seen it, I definitely recommend looking it up. It is so funny.
So, insert clip now, or well, not clip, but audio now. You'll hear it.
Basically, Nia lands on her buttocks and
she was going for a leg drop on the apron, and
she goes to massive screaming and just saying my butt.
It was so funny, but so fucking dumb.
Yeah, it was severely stupid. And what's funny about it is a lot of people laugh because of what she said. I wasn't laughing because of what she said. I was laughing because of Lana behind her, looking like she didn't know if she was supposed to laugh, if she was supposed to be like, "Are you actually hurt?" Like,
that's exactly what it was. Because it's so outrageous. So it's either
pretty bad.
It's either Nia Jax is dumb and she says dumb shit, or it's Nia Jax hurt herself, which is also funny.
Yep.
Like, really, this is just a perfect encapsulation of how horrible Nia Jax is as a wrestler and just as a performer. That you can't even tell if she injured herself or if she's just going into business for herself.
Well,
which is just ridiculous.
The bad part about Nia Jax is if she would have her take a little bit of time off, and
6 months to a year.
Let her character drop off, let her go hit the gym, get bulked up. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying there's anything wrong.
Take some yoga classes. Get some mobility
get some training in there,
flexibility
and everything, and come back and just be a dominant woman on the roster because she could. She has the body size to do it. But
she has no functioning strength.
Exactly.
It is very obvious.
Exactly.
For someone her size, she has no functioning strength. She is equivalent to the guy that you run into thinking, oh my god, he looks like he could kill me. And then you find out that he can't even lift anything because he's a fucking, just a flabby-armed, bitch.
But, anyways.
She's basically the equivalent. Sorry.
Apart from that, is there anything else between that and the Randy Orton match?
There's another women's match, Shayna Baszler versus Naomi. It happened right afterwards, and Naomi won that one, just like Lana won the tables match.
Okay, yeah, they showed clips of it on Smackdown.
Yeah, because now they're going to capitalize on the My Hole.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, I'll let you talk about this last match, because
once again, pointless match. We knew what was going to happen. Randy Orton and Drew are out there, the wrestling. Sheamus comes out acting like he's on the side of the ring and everything. Halfway, through the match, for whatever reason, Sheamus decides he wants to come in and do his brogue kick on Drew.
Yeah.
I found no enjoyment in it because I'm calling this stuff out before I'm even seeing it.
WWE's been very, let's say, predictable lately.
Right.
Which I know to a certain extent, part of watching it so long and knowing how it works, you gotta to a certain extent try to turn off your brain, but when it's this obvious, it's really hard to turn off that part of your brain where it's like, I'm guessing this stuff as it's happening. I'm not interested.
Knowing stuff that's going to happen before. That's going to happen no matter what they do. Because there's only so much story stuff that they could do, and I just would rather it make sense. That's the problem. Yeah. Which is why I said when the stuff with Bianca, what I'm going to explain when we get to SmackDown, it could be a possibly good setup for both shows on basically making people think they're doing one thing and doing the other. But we'll talk to that once we get that. I believe that was the end of Raw there with Sheamus interfering.
Yeah. You got a score? I got a score.
Overall, I'm going to say 2 out of 5. And I'm only going to give it a 2 because of Nia Jax. If it wasn't for her, honestly, I would have gave the show a 0.
Well, just remember, we tend to do the shows out of 10, but I also give it a 2.
Okay,
2 holes out of 10.
There you go. 2 out of 10. Sure, 2 holes out of 10. I'm gonna smack you.
Good luck with that. Maybe you'll knock my ass out. I want to go back to bed.
Anyways, anyway, moving to the better show of the week.
Oh, way better show. SmackDown, even when it's bad, is more watchable, except for last week.
We're going to talk about the wrestling talk show Smackdown.
Oh, yeah. That was like, well, wait, what? I'm sorry. You're going to have to explain this one.
So the night opens up with Roman Reigns talking.
Yeah, well, that's WWE.
Basically, Adam Pearce is out there. You know, it's, oh, hey, you're going to defend your title in the Elimination Chamber. Roman, for one time in his life, instead of talking more than he needed to, realized, oh, this is what Paul's here for. So he gives the mic to Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman does his, oh, I'm Paul Heyman, blah, blah, blah. You're talking about the undisputed, unbeatable monster of men, champion over here. Basically says, hey, yeah, you require Roman Reigns to be at the Elimination Chamber, but he doesn't have to be in the Elimination Chamber. So
this still, to a certain extent, makes no sense because,
well, okay,
you're still the authority figure. You can put him in the Elimination Chamber.
Right.
This is still dumb writing.
Yes and
but
no.
It's good for Roman. No. This is good heel stuff for Roman.
Yeah.
But this is just, it makes no sense.
I don't think Roman's going to show up at Elimination Chamber. I think he's going to skip out. Will. I think he's going to skip out. And I think they're going to pull that, well, you didn't show up, so now you have to face him at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I don't see that happening because it's
we'll
pretty obvious that he's going to capitalize on whoever wins the chamber, come out, hit a spear, and then the show's going to end. That's all that's going to happen.
There is only one way of this happening that I would be okay with, if they were to do it this way, is for Jey Uso to win the Elimination Chamber. And let me finish before anybody thinks, oh, that's stupid. And for him to go into the match against Roman, everybody thinking he's going to lay down. And for Jey Uso, I'm not saying he's going to win, but for him to basically, turn on Roman and attack him because he has a shot at a champion.
That could work, I guess.
And I would be okay with this.
I bet they would make him lay down, though.
Probably, but I would be okay if they did it that way to split Uso away from Roman because Jimmy's supposed to be, back soon. He's been gone for a while with his surgery and everything. And I just don't see them putting both the Usos with Roman. I think they're going to pull them away from Roman and let them try to revive what's left of the tag team division.
Well, speaking of Uso being in the match, Pierce announces that 2 people don't even have to qualify for the Elimination Chamber, and that's Kevin and Jay. And I guess it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. Like, why don't they have to qualify?
Well, I understand why Uso's getting pulled in there. He's putting Uso in there as a middle finger to Roman's face. A
middle finger that, the person that he thinks will lay down for him will be in the match and it could just lay down for him if he wins. It doesn't seem like that big of a middle finger to me.
I'd say I'm putting your family in this match because let's face it here. Everybody else in this match, I don't see Jey Uso winning this Elimination Chamber.
No, they'll probably have Kevin win.
They're all going to beat the shit out of him.
The person in my dreams of winning the match and somehow winning the title, even if it's for a week and then he has to lose it, would be Cesaro. Just because I would shit gold for a week.
I don't know, man. We'll talk about him a little later on with this match.
Yeah.
But moving on from them getting announced, we have the Mysterios, which is Rey and Dominic. versus Corbin and Sami Zayn as a entrance match to Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Well,
Number one
again,
contenders or contender matches, whatever you want to call them. Qualifying matches.
I do not like the Mysterios.
I don't know. I actually like them more as a tag team when they're actually a tag team, not when they're in singles matches.
It was an alright match. One thing or a couple things I do want to talk about is Mysterio Jr. over here trying to do a diving, through the ropes onto Sami Zayn, and more or less face planted the side of the table.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Now, thankfully, it didn't look like he was hurt. I don't wish anything like that on anybody. But this comes to show on why he should have went through NXT before he was pushed on the main roster.
Way more time in a performance center, even if you don't even just put him on an NXT.
Yeah, I understand.
I could have called this a while back.
He's been wrestling or training since he was 8 years old, and blah 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 blah.
Nah,
but sitting at
at
home,
least not serious.
Sitting at home training with your dad, who's out every other month with a knee injury, is
not the same as being at the
exactly.
performance center and actually learning how to wrestle.
Yeah. Overall, match went on for a little bit, but Sami Zayn ends up pinning Dominic in the end,
which was the right way to go with it.
Yes.
Zayn and Corbin should have been in the match.
Yes.
I don't think I could have watched the Elimination Chamber if the Mysterios went in it.
Right.
Like, I don't hate them. It's just Ray is just not a credible threat at all anymore.
I think they're
he's Jeff Hardy but
exactly,
smaller.
Exactly, and I think the reason they did it this way
Dominic.
This is going to set up the Dominic going to betray his dad and everything, and then have the match at WrestleMania.
Which I've been calling for like a long time.
Yeah, exactly. But moving on from that, Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode have an interview. An awkward interview, if you ask me, where they're basically saying, hey, we both deserve to be in an Elimination Chamber match. And they go on this huge spill of Adam Pearce and it's Sonya Deville in it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry. Sonya Deville. Yeah sorry.
I
was trying to find where this was on the notes. I'm like, did you just skip over something? Did I skip over something? Where the fuck is this?
That's what Hulu showed me. So something.
No. Hulu won't cut out anything with SmackDown. If it does, it's gonna be barely anything because it's a 2-hour show.
Basically, yeah, they're looking at him like you both want to be in the same pod. They're like, no. And Dolph goes on this like, I'm a champ. He's a champ. And Rude just like, no, me in one pod and him in the other. And it's the one time that I will ever say that Bobby Roode has ever said anything I've agreed with on a show.
Man, Ziggler has better promos against his brother over the internet.
Right.
If anyone knows, his brother's in AEW right now.
But yeah, they have this, and they basically get told, oh, if you want to qualify for it, you're going to be in a tag team match against Daniel Bryan and Cesaro.
Yep.
Why I don't know why we're doing tag team qualifying matches, but okay.
That's their wave, so they don't have to have 6 matches, so they can have 3.
After this promo, we have another one.
Or 2. No, 3. No, 2.
Where Reginald is apologizing to Sasha Banks.
I have no interest in this stuff. As much as I like Sasha, this Reginald Carmella stuff, I thought this was
boring.
I thought it was like, okay, we're doing this for a month because we don't know who we really want to work with. Yeah. WWE, come on. This is not a multi-month feud. This is not a multi-month storyline. What the fuck?
Well,
have Sasha work with someone better.
The next thing is just the same. It's just between 2 guys instead of 2 girls.
Oh my god, yes.
Next segment, Big E comes out to talk smack. Once again, more talking. Talk. There's so much talking on this show that I'm forgetting it's a wrestling show. I feel like it's just a bunch of people talking.
That's WWE in a nutshell.
He comes out.
Big E has to be the guy that constantly make like real life pop culture references, whether he's talking about like
Tom Brady,
or the Gorilla Glue hair girl. Like he just makes some of these dumb jokes, and it's like, how is this, like, does this what people really find interesting is stupid pop culture references instead of concise promos that build up a feud, that build up a storyline that's supposed to sell you on a match at a pay-per-view? Like, I don't give a shit about some meme on the internet. I don't care that you're going to talk about the guy that won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I like football, but I care more about you selling us on your match against Shinsuke or your feud with Apollo, which I'm tired of seeing. But anyway,
basically, Big E talks smack. Apollo Crews, for whatever reason, comes out and is claiming to Big E that he deserves another shot. Dude, you've lost like 80 times. Your shot's over. At this point, Big E's like, bring out my next, contender. Shinsuke Nakamura comes out. Why he's the next contender, I don't know.
It's an open challenge, and he's at least a credible, wrestler for that title because he held it.
Of the match, they start having their match. All right, match. Not too much happens. By the end of it, basically, Apollo Crews comes in and hits Big E.
Yeah, it was dumb.
Blah 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 blah. Boring. Get out of here. Moving on from that to our next talk show. Seth Rollins is back.
Oh my god,
now,
please.
This was
kill
the
me.
one part of the night I was okay with because it just cracked me up. He had everybody out here. Starts talking about, like, I could be your leader.
I think I have a true hatred for Seth Rollins now.
And I do, like, he does his job.
At least this current version.
He does his job. He comes out.
I don't think he does it right. I don't hate him in the right way. I don't think. Like, see, the problem is unlike back in the day where if you hated a heel, you'd watch it to see him lose. I don't watch wrestling to see Seth Rollins lose. If anything, he makes me want to turn off the TV.
Yeah,
especially as this Monday Night Messiah thing, even though he was on SmackDown.
His
so
whole thing,
is he the Friday Night Messiah now?
Right. No. His new thing now is Embrace the Vision. Which is basically the same thing as his last storyline, just, different words.
Yeah.
Everybody leaves except for Cesaro. He's talking to Cesaro. Cesaro just kind of chuckles at him and goes to leave. And then Seth, of course, attacks him, showing that, hey, I'm still a heel and blah, blah, blah. Nothing's changed.
Is Cesaro now a face? Because they didn't set this one up. They set up Shinsuke to turn face.
I don't know.
Don't get me wrong. If maybe Cesaro could get a push, I'd like that. But is this what you're setting up his feud after Elimination Chamber? Because if
I
so,
would be okay with this. But the sad part about
it'll be a good match. But Seth will win, and it'll piss me off.
Oh, the sad part about Cesaro in this standard is the fact that it looks like they're pushing him, but
they're not really pushing him. We are.
Well, I'll explain. I'll explain more when we get down to that closer to the end of the show because Cesaro comes back out and everything. Moving on from that, Bayley versus Liv Morgan.
I forgot this match happened.
They're going on this huge thing of, we have to have the Riot Squad out here so that Bayley could beat them again because of, what the hell's her name? Billie Kay.
Billie Kay, yeah.
Once again, they're shitting on Billie Kay for this. I don't know why they're doing it. Which is funny because they have their match. Billie Kay comes out, is talking to Ruby, who's not in the match, mind you. Okay, right. She does nothing to interfere in this match. She's talking to Ruby. Ruby grabs all of her papers that supposedly have all of her pictures and stuff on them and throws it behind her. So it flies into the ring, gets the ref distracted. Bayley cheats, does the eye scratch to Liv Morgan, finishes the match. Bayley wins, and then Ruby's looking at Billie Kay like, "You did this again. You're pissing me off." And I'm sitting here like,
you just
Ruby,
did this.
You threw the papers behind you knowing the ring was right behind you.
This was just bad.
Yeah. That's it for that. It was stupid. Next, another interview. My gosh, people talking. Shocker, right? Cesaro and Daniel Bryan. It was a short interview. Basically, Cesaro says a few words and Bryan says, "That dude's tough."
I don't know. I don't remember this.
That cracked me up. And then,
I probably went to use the restroom.
And then we had good old-fashioned NASCAR. Another promo for the Street Profits who were giving a WWE title to a NASCAR driver. Why, I don't know. They gave him a title. He gave them helmets and a red Solo cup with his car number on it.
I don't see this in the notes. So I don't know who it was or what the hell happened. Did they say which NASCAR driver? Not to say I'm like a giant NASCAR fan.
I look. I was so dumbfounded by it. I didn't even catch the dude's name. Street Profits come
I'll
out
search
after,
it up.
They have their match against Chad Gable and Otis.
Chase Elliott. Okay, so one of the
And,
best drivers. Got it. That
yeah.
makes sense. He probably won the NASCAR Cup,
Overall,
and I didn't even know it.
nothing to care about in this match. I will say one thing though: the Street Profits, they do the frog splash off of the rope, and that dude flies. Like, I think he goes for the highest in the air he can go.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a huge fan of Street Profits. Half the time they just annoy me and I ignore them. But I saw this.
Yeah.
I saw him do this frog splash, and I mean, like, it wasn't like most people do it these days, where they just kind of like, instead of jumping upwards, they jump like outwards and a little up.
Yeah.
You know, not like
This
Rob
guy
Van Dam and Eddie
got-
Guerrero used to do. Yeah, like he got air. I would recommend
He got
watching
air.
that one little scene. Basically,
Clip.
yeah. They win their match. They're leaving. Boss time. Sasha Banks comes out for whatever reason. They stand up there for a second dancing. They leave. She walks down the ring. Cuts the commercial. Comes back on. She's still dancing.
Yeah, that's.
And
You imagine like they go to the commercial and then you know they're going to commercials, so you gotta fucking do your shit for like 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes during the commercials.
right. So
I imagine
comes
they just
back,
cut off completely since there's no people in the crowd.
Right. She's in the ring now. She's talking. Bianca comes out. Basically, because Sasha's like, oh, I know you're gonna face me. Blah blah blah. Bianca comes out, tells her that she's not the boss of her, and that she's going to challenge who she wants to challenge. Now, this is what I was talking about with why Bianca is going to challenge Asuka. So what Bianca's been doing is she's wearing the colors of the roster she's on for the last couple weeks. When she was on Monday Night Raw, she was wearing red. When she was on SmackDown, she was wearing blue. This week, she's on SmackDown. She's wearing red. Now, this is where the trickiness of what I would hope the writers are doing to kind of keep people off the trail of who's facing who. Seth Rollins is back. He's on SmackDown. Him and Becky just had a new baby girl. Becky's going to come back. She's going to come back and she's going to claim, I never lost my title. I'm still a champion. Which is why I could see her still going back to Raw to face Asuka again. But I think they're going to flip-flop it. I think she's going to come to SmackDown because I think they're looking at her well-being of her and Seth being on the same show. So they're not traveling apart from each other, along with a kid. So I think she's going to come to SmackDown and, look at Sasha and be like, yo, I never lost my title.
For a horsewoman match?
You think you're the best of the best, boss, so why don't you face me? Open challenger. And
the man versus the boss. Oh, great.
Exactly.
We're going to get those fucking
Exactly.
promos for a month. Or like 3 months.
So
oh, God. Why does everything have to have a fucking nickname?
And Bianca is, of course, going to go to Raw.
That's very sound, logic. I honestly wouldn't have thought of it myself.
Yeah.
Then again, I feel like WWE at times just sucks away all my brain power.
Like I said, it
honestly,
could go either way.
I think this is the problem overall, is it sucks away all my brain power. So once I get to Friday, I watch and I enjoy it, but I can't think about it. Because if you look at my Twitter feed, I was thinking about Raw. But after Raw, I was so drained and just there's an empty just husk of willpower and like no mind working for me. That we get to Friday, I'm like, this cool. I don't have any thoughts about it, but this cool. Yep. But maybe that's why it's more enjoyable as well. Is Raw is just so bad that everything's better. I have some
more predictions for the end of the show that it might rattle your brain.
Was it the Edge stuff? I'm assuming.
I didn't see Edge at all in there.
you said you were going to talk about Edge at the end of SmackDown, so that's why I assumed. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. Well, that coordinates back to Raw. Anyways, after this happens, Nia and Shayna come out. We're the tag team champions. We can be on any roster. Sasha and Bianca basically just pull up. Shayna losing, and then Nia getting rammed in her butt.
They both lost, actually.
Yeah, they both did lose. But it pisses them off. They attempt to attack Sasha and Bianca. They basically, I won't say beat the crap out of Nia and Shayna, but they hit them both, put them both out of the ring. Stupid segment.
Oh, hit my mic.
I kept waiting for them to cut the commercial and come back on and be like, just coming in. Now they're facing each other for in a match. Thankfully,
moving on to the next match.
Yeah, Dolph Rude.
Dolph Rude. That is the horrible amalgamation.
I could have said Bobby
Ziggler and Robert. Oh my God, that's even worse.
Robert Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode versus Cesaro and Daniel Bryan.
I just can't anymore.
All right, look.
I can't. This is a good match, though. I enjoyed the match, but now I can't. Damn it, Nick.
It was an alright match overall. There was one point where Daniel Bryan goes through the ropes, lands on top of Cesaro. Cesaro keeps getting hurt, and I'm going to come back to this at the end of this. This is going to be with one of my predictions. Sami Zayn and Corbin both come out as hey, we're going to intimidate you guys. You're going to be facing us, at the Elimination Chamber. We're going to destroy you, blah, 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 blah. At this point, I don't know what happened to Cesaro, but the dude hulked out and just absolutely kills Ziggler.
Yes, it was
uppercut after
it was enjoyable.
Uppercut after uppercut. He basically did a Daniel Bryan running back and forth corners, kneeing people, but with uppercuts. And Cesaro's uppercuts, are terrifying. I know they're not actually, full blunt hitting somebody, but it looks like they're full blunt hitting somebody.
It seems like a wrestling move that's designed to be semi-realistic, to portray that they're trying to be in a simulated fight.
Exactly.
Certain wrestlers could learn from that. I'm throwing shade at a lot of the people on the roster anyway, and a lot of people in wrestling.
Going from that,
I like flippy shit as much as the next person, but at least make it believable that you're trying to be in a fight or something.
Going from that, Cesaro ends up winning the match, which is great because I feel like they are somewhat pushing him, but I don't think it's going to last long. At this point, Jey Uso comes out, hits Cesaro with the chair. Once again, Cesaro getting attacked from behind, Cesaro getting hurt.
Everyone hits the ring that's supposed to be in that match.
Yeah, everyone's in the chamber. That's in the chamber match comes out and fights. And then Kevin Owens comes out, stuns everybody.
Stuns everyone.
Completely boring.
But Sami Zayn, he didn't stun Sami.
Yes, and
Sami was on the outside.
That's what I'm gonna get to.
I didn't think it was boring. It made sense. The only bad part is he's been in the storyline for fucking.
Sami Zayn did attack Corbin, which is why I think he's gonna side with Owens at the Elimination Chamber. And Kevin's sitting here calling out Roman Reigns. Okay, so here's a couple different predictions on some stuff.
I'll let you predict.
Overall, the one I want to happen, okay, is I want Cesaro to win the Chamber.
Yes,
look,
please.
They're not going to let him beat Roman, but him and Roman in a match together, I think would be awesome.
At least give him 10 to 20 minutes to work.
Exactly.
Have that to be the first match of the night. Cesaro goes into the match later on in the night, beaten and seemingly broken, but he just puts on a match because I know Cesaro can do it.
Overall, I just want to see Cesaro swing Roman around like he's a lightweight. But like I said, he's not.
A little child.
Yeah, exactly. He's not going to win the match against Roman. That's who I want to win the Chamber. Now, another thing that I thought could possibly happen, which is what we talked about earlier with Uso possibly winning the Chamber.
Yes.
And then, actually fighting. That's another one I thought of. The part of Cesaro keeps getting injured by people. He gets attacked by everybody. and especially with the Seth Rollins starting it. I think what's going to happen, and I would hate
Seth
for this
Rollins
to
is
happen.
going to take his spot in the
Exactly.
chamber. I can
Rollins is
now.
going to attack Cesaro at the chamber before he gets in, and he's going to take his place. And we're going to have a Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns match.
Which will be dumb because they're both heels, and I would have liked that match a while back, or if they brought Seth back as a face,
now,
but it's clear he's not a face.
Right. I don't know. I could see it happening, which would be funny because that means my predictions from the Royal Rumble would have become more or less true. Coming out to the Elimination Chamber, you can already see this.
Yeah.
Randy Orton's winning the Raw Elimination Chamber match. Edge is going to challenge him at WrestleMania.
La 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 la. Nope, not happening. It's not happening. He's still feuding with the Fiend. It's not happening. Randy Orton's not winning another.
Look. This is the problem with Randy, and this is what people are
Drew McIntyre's not getting fucked over again. Randy Orton is not winning another title. Randy Orton will not win another fucking title. I don't hate Randy. I just don't think he should be in that position anymore. He is supposed to be an enhancement guy. Who are you enhancing if you give him the fucking title? I will stop watching. Goodbye to the podcast.
It would be really stupid, and I wouldn't agree with it, but I could see Randy winning this Elimination Chamber, Edge challenging him at WrestleMania, and the Fiend coming back. I
still wouldn't like it because it's.
I wouldn't either.
Like I want Edge to be in a match, and I just not against Randy. I don't want to see that match again. I don't want to see Randy with the title again. Randy is been every time Randy holds the title, it's because he's fucked over someone I like.
But
and not in a good way to where I want him to lose the title, because it's more of a this is dumb. I don't want to watch it way.
Right.
Because,
now
fucking Daniel Bryan gets the title. Oh, what does he do? He comes out and takes it from fucking Daniel.
Right.
Like, Randy always just takes the title at the worst time, in my opinion.
I see Randy doing that. I think they're going to shock everybody. I don't believe they've picked all the women for the Women's Elimination Chamber, have they?
Are they having a Women's Elimination Chamber?
I'm pretty sure they are.
There's going to be a lot of chambers. That's 3 fucking chambers. Nah, man.
My prediction, and I would hate for this to happen, I really would. And I don't see it happening. I see Seth coming out, winning the Elimination Chamber after kicking Cesaro out. I don't see a match happening at Elimination Chamber for Roman.
That'd be fucking dumb.
I see them doing some cheap shot shit way of like, oh, Roman can't compete tonight, so they move his match to WrestleMania. I see Becky coming back and challenging Sasha to WrestleMania, and I hope this doesn't happen. Trust me, I'm trying to hold back throw up. And them ending WrestleMania with Seth and Becky as champions.
Nick, if this happens, I don't own a car. I don't know how to drive. I will walk in the fucking snow, because somehow I feel like we'll still have snow then, because fucking snow won't leave the ground, and we're going to get more tonight. And I will fucking strangle you in your sleep.
I'll come pick you up.
I am not joking. I am sleep deprived, and I will strangle you while you sleep. Anyway, your Edge shit. Is that what was your Edge predictions? I'm assuming it was the Randy Orton stuff, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's gonna happen.
Oh God, nope, it's not gonna happen.
I don't want it to happen either. I don't want neither of
Drew's
those
gonna win.
scenarios
Drew's
to
gonna
happen.
win. Drew will win the fucking match. It's the only right choice.
I don't see so. I think Sheamus is gonna screw him out.
That better not be the last match if that's what happens. It better not be the last match.
I think it's going to be the whole everybody's aiming for Drew. So Drew's whole reasoning is, everybody aimed for me. I had to fight 5 different guys,
That's just, it'd be dumb. It'd be really dumb booking. And then I'd be like, Vince, maybe it's time to step down.
We still have Fastlane between Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania too, don't we?
I don't want him to lose the fucking title. It's dumb.
But no, we still have Fastlane, right?
Yes, I know. He could get the title back if
I don't
it
think he's going
happens.
to get it back. I think it's going to be either Drew's winning at Elimination Chamber and losing it at Fastlane, or he's going to lose at Elimination Chamber and lose his rematch at Fastlane, so that they're set up for WrestleMania. Drew doesn't have a rematch.
There's no rematches anyway. Didn't they do this whole fucking storyline a year ago? It's around the time I stopped watching where they're like, we have no guaranteed rematches anymore.
1 second, it's we're not doing this. The next second, we're not allowing cross branding on the rosters. Oh wait, now we are. No. Now we're not. Now we are.
Yeah. That's WWE in a nutshell. Anyway, your score for the show once you're done.
They changed their rules to what they like. Overall, I enjoyed it. There was something good out of almost everything. A couple bad things, so I'm not going to give it a perfect score here. I'd probably say 8 out of 10.
That's actually quite a bit higher than what I was going to give mine. I don't think it's a bad show. And while the score would seem bad, on my scale it's not bad. It's slightly above average, because I think the show was slightly above average. I'm giving it a 6, and most people would see that as a bad score. In my eyes, it's not a bad score. It's slightly above average.
See, I would have said 5 or 6 on a normal average. The reason I'll give it an 8 is 2 reasons. One, the show got my mind rolling on possibilities to come out, and it's been a while since
maybe that's why it's better for you. My brain wasn't going to be doing that.
And 2, the Street Profits with the Frog Splash, it made me feel like a kid, and remembering, when Eddie Guerrero used to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, it just brought out the kid in me again, But yeah, I'd say 8 out of 10.
Yep. Well, overall an interesting week. Eventually we might start talking about NXT, but right now we still not doing that. I am interested in the main event for the NXT title at the takeover before WrestleMania. Finn Balor and Pete Dunne. That's going to be a very good match. If anything, that's the one match I'm really actually looking forward to on that card. I don't know the other matches, but I'm interested to see what they do with that. Oh wait, no, that's the takeover before that's happening. That's actually the upcoming takeover, isn't it? I
believe that's
I know they're supposed to be tonight.
Isn't it a Valentine's Day takeover?
Oh shit! Yeah, it's the 14th. Yes. Yeah. I might actually watch that.
When I know more stuff than you, what's going on here?
I am running on 2 hours of sleep, and I'm sick.
But yeah. Well, for anybody who's watching this, we recorded this on the 14th, so happy Valentine's Day to everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast.
I know some Valentine's Day facts that are not very pleasant.
Yeah, we're not going to go into
because I'm a morbid person.
Anyways, if you guys are watching on YouTube, leave a like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell for more notifications on when we post our weekly episodes. If you're listening on any form of the podcast that we're on, make sure, I'm pretty sure you can
follow, subscribe.
Yeah, follow and subscribe on there too.
Whatever it tells you to do. Leave us 5 stars on iTunes if you really enjoy. Leave us a comment on iTunes as well. And if you want to get a hold of us and send us questions and just ask us questions and talk to us, you can follow us on Twitter at FlayJerryNoxus and at TheDogTheGamer for our 2 personal Twitters, and the Raw Smack Pod for the actual podcast Twitter. You can hit us up at any of those handles. They will be in the descriptions for the podcast on whatever platform you listen to. So we really do look forward to actual questions, some actual interactions, because, ultimately wrestling is a community, and that's really what makes any fandom interesting.
Come join the family.
The family, oh God.
Yeah. So I can go over and beat up Cody because I am the head of the table.
Sure.
All right. Thanks, guys. We will talk to y'all next week.
Yep.